Guys, hello, and welcome to Skycurser Daily number 79, where it's our goal to be a better indie dev today than we were yesterday. Today we have some really good work ahead of us. Yesterday we finished roaches. Today we are working on big rigs on level 2. This should complete the scripting for level 2 enemies, so once this is complete it will be simply adding story points of enemies in at specific points in time in the storyline for level 2. Additionally, a couple other things that are left on level 2, which we likely will not get to this evening. We're going to be transitioning the background 2 additional times. So right now there's just the cityscape. Eventually there will be a bridge, and following that there will be the boss, which is going to be in the shipyard. So I say that's it on enemy scripting, but of course we have to do boss scripting, which can be very intense, but sometimes maybe not as intense as some of the other key things that we've already had to accomplish. So if I am able to complete Big Rig this evening, which also has 3 riders on top of it, which also shoot at Skycurser, and the Big Rig also has a stream, I believe, of bubble eyeballs that come out of the trailer. So it should be a really good setup with the trailer, but I'm anticipating that it'll likely take most of the stream, if not more than one stream, to complete this. So, because we're getting close, I really want to power through and try to get as much of level 2 done as we possibly can, because we are hot on the trail of some good updates here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to post comments and or just ask questions as they come up. So what I'd like to do now is just go ahead and hit play so we can see the progress made last night. We're going to start off right in level 2, and we're going to go straight to the end of level 2 where we see the jumping roaches, which was the big project for last night. Specifically, we did dynamic pathing for the roaches, which means we just created paths on the fly instead of using the path asset that GameMaker lets you build. The reason for that is because the paths are fairly complex. That's the reason why we did them dynamically, and it would just take a lot of time to build them in GameMaker through the asset helper, and almost quicker just to build the dynamic paths via coding. So we did that, and mission accomplished. I'll show you what that looks like here as soon as this boots up. As soon as that's finished, I'm going to get the assets for the big rig.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
So here's the roaches. They run out and jump up at specific points in time. Everything looks good to me in terms of this. Based on the way these guys really turned out, we'll probably add a lot more of those here on level 2 as we move forward. So that was pretty much it. That was the roaches. And I destroyed a lot of them as soon as they came out right at the beginning there. But they looked really good overall. Some other things we might do, we might pause the roaches so they all fly at the same time or something along those lines. I think the way they're going right now actually looks really good, so I'd rather not touch them at this point. Alright, first things first, I see some debug messaging that I'd like to get out of here real quick. Some that was left over from yesterday, so let's just go ahead and remove our debugging. Okay, looks good there. Okay, very happy with all the way that looks. Okay, good. Alright, hopefully I don't touch roaches again for a while until we just need to call them back in or modify them slightly to pull them into gameplay. Now, carrier semi. I've got a big rig, I've got a big rig trailer, I've got the big rig trailer vanes, and I've got the big rig trailer door. Let's look at those assets on screen on stream here so that you guys can see them if you haven't already. So here's the big rig. I'll go ahead and look at it this way so I can zoom in for you guys so you can see it. Here it is. Just a couple of different sprites or sub images for the sprite. So that's the big rig. Here's the big rig trailer. Edit this guy, modify mask, zoom in, and so this guy again has only a few sub images that go right along with the big rig. Okay, and the big rig trailer vanes that are going to sit right on top of the trailer. Modify, zoom in, so these will sit right on top, and technically these guys don't even really need a mask. It's fine that they're sitting here like this. I think because I'm not really going to let the bullet impact these guys, but I'm probably just go ahead and turn them on to precise. There's no reason for them to be a rectangle. Okay, and last but not least, the big rig trailer door. And I'm pretty sure, and I'll look this up to verify, but I'm pretty sure the trailer door is going to swing open at certain points and is going to a bunch of bubble eyeballs are going to pop out, and but yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to have to read the scripting for it to see exactly how we're going to make this behave. So I think you guys could see that. Let me make sure to zoom in one more time on that. Yeah, so there it is. The trailer door is the big rig. Alright. So the other piece that's not really sitting in this folder, like I said, are the bubble eyeballs, and they'll probably move out of level 1, my level 1 grouping, and these guys simply will pop out of the back. I will zoom in so you can see them. Of course it's a little hard to see with a mask, but they're just floating eyeballs, and they'll just pop out. And the way these guys work is if you shoot them, and you shoot them either with a Vulcan cannon or the shotgun, then they spawn an enemy 3 from the location that they were hit at. But if you swipe them with a katana blade, they die immediately and you get 2 points. So either way you get 2 points if you kill both enemies, but it's a little bit easier to kill them with a katana, and you get bonus points for that too. Alright. So let's go ahead and move enemy 5 into multi-level, and then level 2 has the carrier. Let's focus on, well, first of all, let's read the scripting on this, see where we're at. There might be some additional scripting I can throw in real quick after the roaches. I'm just gonna have to verify real quick. So pulling up my scripting. And looking at our mission 2 enemy scripting right now. Okay, I am modifying these so that I know exactly where I'm at. So here's where we're at. Immediately as the last row of roaches jump into the air, a semi appears in the inbound lane on the right hand side. The semi should be traveling roughly the same speed as the carriers in Mission 1. Semi has 3 riders that begin firing at the player as soon as the first rider appears on screen. The riders fire bursts of 3 with a 1-second pause between each shot, roughly the same as rate of fire as the EBPs, and a 3-second pause between each burst of shots. Burst of 3 with a 1-second pause. So the burst of 3 will be similar to the Ambia rider, the infected ambulance rider. And 1 second between each of the guys shooting, and then 3 seconds between all. As soon as all 3 semi-riders are on screen, a cluster of 8 Febs appear flying towards the player in traditional fashion. 2 seconds after the Febs appear, a string of 8 Pebs with dire Peb follower appear at position 1. 1 second later, group appears at position 4. 1 second later, another row at position 1. And that would be it. Now, there's no mention in here of the bubble eyeballs, but I remember from our previous conversations, and obviously from the sprites that I have, that that will be occurring here at some point. So let's just look at this for a minute. All right. So we're gonna have to work on the way that these guys come on screen. First of all, I want to see the speed that the tank moves across the screen. Speed on this guy is 0.525. So a little bit less than 1. And try to determine really what should be the brain of all this equipment here. Should it be the big rig or the big rig trailer? I think it makes more sense for the big rig trailer. I know it doesn't quite make sense like you would think in real life with like a driver driving the big rig, but in terms of the vanes having to be on the trailer and the trailer door having to be connected, and the big rig can technically be connected to the big rig trailer, I think it might make a bit more sense for the big rig trailer to hold all the code for this. So let's start there. Okay, this one doesn't have a parent, but we will make sure he inherits from the base enemy object. There we go. Add event, create, control. So this guy will immediately inherit from the parent. Event inherited. We'll copy that code and apply it to a step event. Control. Drop it here. Add it to a draw event. Okay, I think we're good in that regard. From here, let's go ahead and set up the original speed. Original step speed. Same as the other. Speed equals original step speed. I think we'll want to add, let me think here. Let's add this guy right here to the get object type helper script, which is sitting right I'm looking, I know it's right around here. Get object group, here we go. And this guy will add to level 2. He will be an enemy. DS list add R2 trailer. Yeah, I think we'll just leave it like that. And add the rider to this guy as well. Rider. Now it says we don't have one yet. Obviously we don't. Let's grab this guy, duplicate him, drag him over to object big rig trailer rider. Okay, and he drops here. Let's look at him and make sure he's not doing anything crazy or unexpected. Everything looks good there. I mean, literally this guy's almost the exact same as the other one, so I think we're good there. So now we just actually just hit save on this. Hit OK there. Reopen the step event. Or sorry. Okay, I think we're good there. Draw event, I think, is all set on the rider. I did want to open that script though. I was in the middle of working on that script. Here we go. This is what I wanted to finish. There we go. So it says, now it identifies it. Elite Johnson 93. No, I'm one of 3 guys on the project. And Chris is the guy who did the art. And he did the sound too. Thanks for the kind words, man. So Chris is on the team and Phil is on the team. And Chris does art, sound, storyline. Phil does hardware. He does producing, and all 3 of us do marketing, and I do dev. So yeah, man, I'm glad you're pumped about the artwork. I agree, man. The artwork looks phenomenal. Chris did all that artwork, pixel for pixel. 16-bit per sprite, and it looks amazing. So thank you for that. And Chris watches each of these streams afterwards, so I know he always loves it when people compliment the artwork. So thanks for that, man. Really, really appreciate it. Okay, I'll do one more thing here, and I'm going to duplicate the projectile that is the ambulance infected rider. Here we go. Duplicate this guy, rename him to object big rig. Oh man, gotta follow Elite Johnson 93. Thanks so much for the follow. Welcome to the team, and thanks for the hype. Thanks for the hype. Object big rig trailer. Yeah, man, love that you love this, dude. It's awesome. Object big rig trailer projectile rider projectile. So I think that will do it right there. Let's just verify. Let's look through this projectile real quick, make sure everything looks good here. I like the way that looks. I'm gonna have to modify one of the scripts to make sure this behaves similar to the other projectile, so I'll do that in a minute. I definitely want these to behave a little bit differently, so I'm just making sure that I have basically duplicates of them. Big rig, trailer, rider, projectile. Cool. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, now I may come back a little bit later and add the trailer rider, the trailer door to this, and the trailer big rig itself to this, but I'm not sure. I may not have to do that yet. So I think we're good there. Okay, I want to make sure I take care of this projectile, and I know that's I'm gonna have to do that in the weapon script. I think it might be this guy. Nope, it's the other one. Here we go. I've got to make sure I account for this, which is going to be similar to this guy. So copy that, and I got to make sure I have the exact name. Copy, paste, paste. Okay, cool. Some of the best stuff I've seen with GameMaker, dude. Love it, man. Are you working? What gaming engine are you working with? Are you a dev? Are you a game dev? Alright. Okay, now that should probably just about handle that. Now let's work on getting these guys onto the screen. So let's pull out the controller, the enemy controller, and let's just put this early on so we can get these guys out on screen quick. And I'm just going to start it right here. Start it at 2 seconds, and we'll call this guy object big rig trailer. Come out on screen. Go to the story point builder and pull him in. Story point builder is here. We need to go to enemy gen helper here. Pull in the big rig trailer and create a position helper, which I haven't done yet. Big rig trailer, pass argument 2 into that. Script big rig trailer helper. Yep. Okay, and we'll go create the position helper for that. Level 2. It's not here, so let's create a group. Big rig trailer. I've only just started learning GML, dude. I'm just learning off tutorials, nothing special. That's how I learn, man, just off of tutorials. I watched YouTube until I could just get it up and running, and then I started reading a lot of the documentation. So it's not, I mean, if you're willing to dedicate yourself to like really just focusing on learning all the capabilities of GameMaker, it's pretty good, you know, like the what's available to you with GameMaker. I don't think there's been a lot of people. I've seen a few really good games with GameMaker. I don't think GameMaker has been fully pushed to its limits in terms of its capabilities and what it can do yet. So that's awesome, man. So create script. I'm pasting this guy. Make some comments. Script big rig trailer position helper. Keep this guy almost similar to, let's keep him simple, and looks like I should just move that script up to here. Let's do that for now. Position helper, let's grab this guy, be very similar. position point argument, and then we go to big rig trailer generate. Yeah. So big rig trailer generate, and we got to create that script. I want to see these roaches real quick. I want to see the main positions that I've got them coming in on. So I've got them mainly coming in on argument 0. I need to look at the position helper for the roach. So I've got them coming in on 5 and 4A. I'm thinking that's probably where the trailer should come in on, honestly. So 5, 4A. I think we're good there. Again, copy this guy so we can generate it. And we'll write this right here. Script big rig trailer generate. I want to play this game. Is there a beta? So there probably will be a beta. For now, we're releasing it straight to arcades, and the arcades will have definitely a time period where they have exclusive rights. So we're definitely like we're like hardcore set on getting this game out to the arcade. We may start incorporating some testers, so that would be probably alpha/beta. And we are about to release this. We've only got about 2 levels scripted at this point, and I'm working on the end of level 2 right now. And we are actually going to have a playable version in an arcade in Chicago for starters. But we are looking at other platforms. So yeah, we're just kind of asking people what platforms they prefer. So out of curiosity, do you play on a specific platform like PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, anything like that? What is it that you use? All right. So script big rig trailer generate, and let's just take a look at some of our other ones here. Keep it simple. It should not be complicated. Okay. And sprite big rig, okay, trailer is what we actually want here. We want it to start off the screen to the right. We want it to start at whatever we pass in for the Y position, and we want to generate the actual item itself, which will be big rig trailer. And I think that'll pretty much do it for bringing it on. Xbox One and Steam, tight. I'll note that. Thanks for the heads up on that. Alright, so let's go back to the big rig trailer. I think we've got everything in place right now to generate it itself, but of course the big rig trailer needs to generate everything that's attached to it, right? So let's go ahead and work on that right now really quickly. So what are the things we need to add to it? We need to add the vanes, we need to add the riders, we need to add the big rig, and we need to add the big rig, we'll just say trailer door. So vanes, we'll just say vanes equals instance create XY. I don't know if this will be right or not. We'll move it if we need to. object, big rig, trailer, vanes. Got it. Riders. So there's going to be 3 riders. Rider 1, Rider 2, Rider 3. And we'll just call them like that. Rider 1 equals instance create XY. I'm going to just slightly modify those anyways at the onset. And that will be object, big rig, trailer, rider. And just going to copy that for these 2. Change the numbers on them. 2, 3. The X and Y position, I'm going to guess that this will be Y minus 10. Let's just do that for all 3 of them. Y minus 10. And we'll change all 3 of them together. And let's just do this. Rider offset, rider Y offset equals 10. And then that way I only have to change it in one place. If I want to modify it here in a little bit, and then X will probably be X minus, I don't know, 30, and then X plus 20. Let's just try that for starters. So cool, we got our 3 riders generated, and we need to add one more piece, or 2 more pieces. Big rig equals instance create. This will be, X will be sprite get width. So this will be X plus sprite get width object big rig trailer, and we'll probably just divide that by 2, right? So divide it by 2 because the X position should be right in the middle of the big rig. Let's verify that real quick on the sprite. Sprite enemies level 2 carrier semi, looking for the X position, which is set at 0, 0 right now. Looks like it's actually set up so that I don't have to change anything if I leave it at 0, 0. So that being said, on this guy I think I'll just put him at X because and I think this is important that we note this. The X here is also at the 0, 0 position, so these guys will definitely need to be plus a couple of pixels instead of anything minus. So X plus 10, X plus 20, and just try X plus 30, right? Stream needs more viewers. People need to see this. Does your team have Twitter? Yes. Try follow. That should have it. Thanks for the hype, dude. Seriously, man. And Twitter should be coming up. Twitter. Oh yeah, there it is. At Skycurser. So that's us. And you can find us on Facebook and YouTube as well. You can find all my episodes of development of this game on YouTube, by the way. So if you're wanting to learn about it, now I get straight into things. I don't break things out one at a time a lot of times. I just like get into them and I try to talk through them as I'm working on them. So each one of the streams is broken down pretty decently in terms of what it is that I'm working on, but periodically I'll just go into this really deep focus of just trying to make sure that I can get through something. So sometimes I don't always explain everything, but I'm more than happy to explain anything if anybody ever has any questions. So if you see something and you need help talking through it, man, I'm here to help with that. So okay, big rig X Y, I think that'll be perfect. Object big rig, boom, and then guess what, big rig door, we'll just set it trailer door, object big rig trailer door. Now I think I might be able to get away with setting the X position all the way to the right hand side on the trailer door and just connecting it right from there. So notice the width here is 37, so I should just be able to go 37 if the height is the exact same on the other piece. So let's check if it's 70. Ooh, yes, it is. Perfect. So now I can just say X and Y because the X is now at the right-hand side. The point of origin on this trailer door is now up here to the right because I set it to the origin of 37, which is all the way to the right on the width. So that'll just connect the door on the top right, and then the door will open up this way. So I think I can just say X and Y there. I think that would be everything. Now, the last piece that we need here is how do we make sure that everything stays connected as it's moving across the screen? We use end step, the end step event, control, drop it in here, and we then say and the veins on this, let me see if I might be able to get away with these veins. Might be in the right position as well. They are. Look, 247, 70. I should literally just be able to put it in the exact same position, which is how I had it in the first place. So veins.x equals x, veins.y equals y. Rider 1 dot, let's do this, let's put a couple of offsets here since we're going to reuse them. Offset, let's do rider 1 x offset equals 10, rider 2 3, 2 3, 20, 30, and then just reuse these pieces here down in the x position right here. So rider 1 x offset, we'll change this to 2, rider 2 x offset, and then rider 3 x offset. So we have those all set there, and now I can say rider 1.x equals x plus rider 1 x offset. Rider 1.y equals y minus rider underscore y offset. And we just repeat that for rider 2 and 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3. Change this to 2, change this to 3, and rider y offset is right there. Now, last pieces we have, we've got vane, riders, big rig, and trailer. So we need to make sure that big rig dot x equals x, big rig dot y equals y, trailer door dot x equals x, trailer door dot y equals y. Boom. That should leave everything connected. Now I'm sure pieces are going to be a little bit out of position. No problem at all. We'll just come here and change those. I think the only things that we'll need to change are sitting right here. So I think the only thing really that should be out of place is the riders themselves. So let's check this out. If I put everything in place and added all the scripts correctly, we should have a big rig coming in from the right side of the screen to the left. One thing I did not do is set the direction, but I think the direction may already be set in the default object base enemy init. So wait for this to finish. Let's go look at that script real quick. We're in sprites. We need to go to script. I'm looking for enemies. Multi-level base enemy init shows the direction at 180. Perfect. So we are going to have this guy coming on the screen. And see if we got any bugs here too. Always got to work out the bugs. Here we go. Coming. Okay, so he's not coming on screen. He should be. Let's first off make sure he is getting generated. We'll put that into debug messaging. Generate big rig. Okay. Thumbs up there. Let's close down some of these assets. Keep it clean. Okay. Weapons gone. Controller's gone. Here we go. Big rig trailer. Coding look easily. I normally sit there for 5 minutes working out code for a specific action. It gets better with time, man. I know. Sometimes I'll sit there for hours, literally on stream, working through a bug that I cannot figure out, or I'm trying to think through something. So I know it looks easy right now. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not a game dev in real life. I'm a software dev, so I have a little bit of experience there already. And game maker language is a lot like JavaScript, fortunately for me. So I'm able to take advantage of some of that, so I can just kind of think through some of those concepts. But the fact that I've been working with Game Maker for a while now too, we've been working on this project since February 2014. So, and because it's not our full-time job, we haven't finished it yet. If it was our full-time job, I'm sure we would have we would be way further by now. But we've got a lot of groundwork in place for this, and yeah, so we should be in a really good spot for this. Alright. Where are we at now? So draw event, let's make sure draw looks like it's set up. This does not look right to me, so I think we might need to jack some code off of one of these other items. And we'll just grab all this right here. Now, if I had this set up 100% correct, I would just drop all this in the object-based enemy and then modify each one as necessary. But I don't have that, and I don't feel like I have the luxury on time for that yet. And as you guys have seen in the past, I always go back and clean up the code that looks like that, or where I've made exceptions to coding really clean code. So of course there, I'll go back at some point and clean that code up, because I know it's important for maintaining the code. So what's on? That should probably do it for those items. Now I might need. Let's just see what that generates. I think that'll generate our big rig. I may need to do the same thing. I may need to apply depth to the big rig in order for us to see it. And what else? I may need to also add to the draw events for those other items as well. We'll see here in a minute. What did I do on the ambulance rider?
Mission 2. Freeway Frenzy. Go!
What do we have? Nothing yet. Oh, there he is. Perfect. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the door is off. I'm surprised about that. I can't see the big rig itself. The riders are off position a little bit. Okay. Tight. That looks so good. So let's go, and I think we don't need to affect this anymore. The controller object. Carrier semi. Am I under objects? Yes. The big rig, I was surprised, did not show up with everything. It may just have a bad depth. So let's go ahead and set the depth here, and let's go look at the depth engine real quick and just pass everything that we need to here. So we're going to pass all these items in here. So case, object, big rig, case, object, big rig, trailer, case, object, big rig, trailer, trailer door, case, object, big rig, trailer, vanes, case, object, big rig, trailer, rider, and case, object, big rig, trailer, rider, projectile. Big rig, trailer, trailer door, vanes, rider, projectile. Okay. So good. The big rig now, if it was off for some weird reason because of depth, we should see it. Otherwise, I may go ahead and add this code to it as well. I think what I'll do instead is just try draw self inside of the big rig. Draw event, drop it here. Interesting. That's the reason why it didn't show up, because it's inheriting from the base enemy object, which is a little bit odd because I don't want it to do that actually. So let's modify it, and because the way I just set it all up, let's say no parent, and that should actually fix it. I probably don't need a draw event now. So let's see. That was very interesting that the X and Y position on the door were off. Let me look at this one more time on the sprite itself. It would only make sense really if there's a gap. Yeah, there is a gap. There's a gap. I'll zoom in so you guys can see it. There's a gap on this side of the door. So technically what I should probably do is move the X or the center, the point of origin for the X position should be basically right along this edge. So I don't know, I'm gonna subtract 10 off of this and see how that looks. And big rig trailer step, I don't think I need anything in there just yet. So let's pass everything through the depth engine, because I haven't done that yet. Depth equals script depth engine self, and vanes.depth equals script depth engine vanes, and let's rider 1.depth equals script depth engine rider 1. Same with rider 2 and 3. And then change this to big rig. This should be over here. This should be over here. Big rig should be here. And last but not least, let's get it on the trailer door. Trailer door.depth equals there. Okay, cool. So we've got the depth set on all those items. What we saw was the positioning on these X positions were a little bit off. The Y position was a little bit too high. What is the point of origin on the big rig rider? Let's look at that. So the point of origin is the eyeball itself. So if the point of origin is here and I did -10, let's just try straight up 0 for now. These guys obviously needed to be spread out quite a bit. 20, 50, 80. Let's try that. See what that nets us. We'll get it. It'll all look really good when we get it. So just keep tweaking it. Waiting for the compile to finish. I know it's got to be almost done here.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
Oh, I did not want, okay, so let's just build that into the step event right now to fix that in the end step event. Make sure that the rider exists before you try to reposition the rider. Okay, so let's go to the step event. End step event, sorry. So we say if instance exists, veins instance exists, rider 1 I'm going to copy that for rider 2 and 3. Big rig and trailer door, and then close. So 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Okay, now we just make sure everything's updated appropriately for the check. Okay, so we won't have that bug again. That's perfectly acceptable, as we are simply just trying to get everything up and running, and we're going to have to work out bugs like that. Alright, and scripts, enemies, level 2. I wanted to modify the position helper. That's what I'm trying to do for the ambulance rider. It looks like the position is a little bit too low. I'm surprised I left it at this. I meant to do 4A and 5. So case 1, let's do 5 and change this guy to 4A. I'd like it to be in the bottom lane, and I think the bottom lane is 5. I'd rather not hit any projectiles into it though while it's coming on screen, so hopefully that doesn't happen again, because I'd like to see, you know, it be on screen for a good period of time.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy.
So probably what I'll do is just dodge everything for a minute. Ethan Hydra, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Woo, look at that. Okay, the veins are not at the right depth. And the riders are still quite a bit off. 2 of them are in the correct position, the third one is not. The big rig appeared, so this is good. Let's move the big rig trailer up still. So 5 is too low. We've determined 4A, and let's try 4 for the big rig. So the veins we're going to change a little bit in the depth engine. The veins are going to have a little bit of a different depth. So move these guys out. We want to pull them up towards the viewer, towards the player. They got to sit on top of the trailer. Come on, case. And R1 equals, to get them to sit on top, we'll just make this 1 less than what everything else is. Okay, so that should sit on top of the trailer. And technically speaking, while we're at that, let me look how I'm doing that with the affected ambulance. I'm not really doing it with the veins on the ambulance. So how did the roaches go? My iPhone died before the stream ended. No! I thought you cut out abruptly, Ethan Hydra, last night. So, cool, man. Roaches look good. I'm sure you'll get to see them before the end of the stream. So, you can always, if you want, you can always go back and view the video. I do have that video. Well, the video's not on YouTube yet. I will push it to YouTube either today or tomorrow. But it is in my channel, so if you want to go back and look at one of the previous videos, you can do that. I'm not sure you can do it on iPhone. For some reason, I don't think that functionality is available to my stream via smartphone yet. But if you're on a computer, you can definitely go and look at yesterday's video. Just look at the end of yesterday's video. That's when I pretty much got it. Alright, so I've got a semicolon there. That's incorrect. One thing I do want to add here is, let's just go ahead and do the same thing with the vanes on the ambulance, because I know those exist. Everything else could probably just stay where it's at. Yeah, dude, it's there. It's there, and it's only there for a limited time, unfortunately. If you're not a partner, a Twitch partner, then your videos go away a lot quicker, like within a week or something like that. That's why I push them all to YouTube, and YouTube just holds them indefinitely. Okay, I think we're good there. Let's just say thumbs up here. Man, I guess I'm thinking I could potentially do one more group, and that would be the riders on these, and they would sit on top of the vanes even, and that would just be 128. Trailer rider, ambulance infected rider. I think that's perfectly good. So what I noticed, let's go and look at our enemy here for the cure semi. The positioning on the X positioning, 50 and 80 were good for the first two, so I'm going to change this to 50, change this to 80, and let's see if 110 will do it. It might need to be a little bit more than 110 based on what I saw. So this should be a lot better positioning overall. Let's check this out, and then we'll start working on changing up the firing for the riders, because the riders are not all going to shoot at the same time. So yeah, let's take a look at that first. And eventually, you know, we're going to remove the door, and the door will come in only at a certain point. I've got a duplicate case apparently. .64. Here it is. Cool. Remove that guy. Okay, cool. Cool. Play again.
Mission 2. Freeway Frenzy.
Go! Ethan Hydra, that's funny. Alright, there's the trailer. Oh, look at that positioning. Looks really good. Okay, so the third rider is definitely off. Wow, that looks so good, man. The third rider needs to be back another 30 pixels, so let's go ahead and update him. Change him to 140. That'll probably get him really close to being 100%. Everything looks really good on that, man. Okay, so obviously the door will be at trailer door dot image speed equals 0, so it won't open at all at first, but it's positioned 100% correctly. When we're ready to open it, we'll change the image speed to basically look like it's all the way open, and then we'll stop the animation for it whenever it hits its last sub image. Okay, so I liked that enough to just make that small modification I just made, and then to also change the speed at which those guys shoot. So let's look at how we're doing this here. So they start a counter. I say wave counter, I'm pretty sure that's the piece that shoots. Yeah, wave of shots. So I'm going to add one more oh yeah, man, that'd be tight. Easter egg. That'd be awesome, man. You definitely don't have to do that, but definitely appreciate the support if you do. So thanks for that, man. And I don't know if I told you yesterday. I can't remember. Let me look at my list here. So Ethan Hydra, I try to keep track of developers that come through here, and I'm going to put a list of developers down below to try to just kind of let people know where they can go and bounce around to other devs who are using you know, it doesn't really matter what platform you're using, but so people can see your game and potentially know what platform you're working on. So definitely would love to include you on the list if you'd like. If you would like to be included, what's the platform you're using? And what's the game you're building? And also, first platform I mentioned is Game Engine. And then the next question is, what platforms will this be available on? So those are kind of like what I'd like to include if you're interested in being on this list. I would definitely like to just kind of let people know what other people are working on who are also Twitch streamers or on Twitch in some way, and wouldn't mind other people reaching out to them and asking them questions. So, all right, I'm gonna add one more property to this to keep this guy from shooting. Until we're ready for him to shoot, so that the big rig trailer can control the firing. And firing allowed. Let's just say firing on. Firing is turned on, and firing is turned on. Cool. That should basically prevent it from trying to run without me being ready for it to run. Now, the one thing I have to add is the firing on here, that property here, turn it to false, and then when I'm ready for them to shoot in the big rig trailer, I'll do that in the step event, but first I'll create a couple of counters here. So this will be, let's see, fire counter equals 0, fire counter wave, fire wave counter equals 0. Rider 1 fired equals false, Rider 2 fired equals false, Rider 3 fired equals false. So in our step event, which just disappeared on me, try again. Okay, we'll just do make sure I'm not missing any chat here. Any reference of what it could be? It's an RPG and it's currently a PC only game, and I've codenamed it Devil Quest. Sweet. Game Devil Quest. Sweet, yo. RPG, currently a PC only game. So that's a platform it's going to be available on. PC. Cool. And what game engine are you using to create it? Alright. So in the Big Rig trailer, we're going to say fire counter plus plus. Let's start here. If fire counter is less than or equal to room speed times 1, then increment the fire counter and say else if fire counter is less than or equal to room speed times 2, else if fire counter is less than or equal to room speed times 3. Gotta follow. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Marco027, thank you for the follow. And welcome to the team and the stream. Thank you so much for the support. Alright. So let's see if RPG Maker VX Ace, I'm using it since it's just me and I'm not the greatest at coding, so I had to go basic. Sweet, dude. Okay, that's tight. Platform RPG Maker VX Ace. That's cool, man. No, that's cool. No worries there. I haven't even heard of that game engine, so that's really cool, man. I'll try to look that up later too, because I'd like to look into that a little bit and just kind of check it out, dude. Alright. So yeah, we want to increment the fire counter, but let's just say if Rider 1 fired, if Rider 1 is not fired, or Rider 2 has not fired, or Rider 3 has not fired, then go ahead and do this. And we'll go ahead and increment the fire counter here at the bottom of this, basically. And we'll say and Rider fired is not. Should say Rider 1 fired, has not fired yet. Rider 2 is not fired, Rider 3 is not fired. 3, 2. Cool. In this case, it won't hurt to just go ahead and let the guy fire immediately. Rider 1 fired equals true. Do the same here. Rider 2 fired, Rider 3 fired. 2, 3, and we'll do a so here's where that property we just added over there comes into play. Rider 1 dot firing on equals true. True and true. Any idea of what you'd like the Easter egg to be? It can be an NPC or an item, or, well, really anything on RPG, really. But take note, it's in hell, so go crazy. That's funny. NPC. I'm not sure what NPC is. I probably should know what NPC stands for, but I'm not sure. So I'll type that in chat real quick. NPC. Okay, cool. Off the top of my head, I don't know what the Easter egg should be. I'll think about it. Let me think about it for a little bit. Tell me, I think I probably have to know more about your RPG to know how it would fit in decently inside of your RPG. A good Easter egg, how a good Easter egg would fit in. Alright. Turn firing on. Turn firing on. Turn firing on. I think at that point it starts counting on its own. And then we can turn firing off on everything, right? So all 3 riders have fired. Let me think about that. And if they've all fired, then we're in here. We can turn firing off if fire wave counter is less than or equal to room speed times 3, else. So we go ahead and increment it here, fire wave counter plus plus, and then once it hits 3 seconds, let's just add these other items in here. Rider 1.firing on equals false. 2, 3, 2, 3, fire wave counter plus plus. Then right here we'll just reset everything. Fire counter equals 0. Rider 1 fired equals false. So obviously we're gonna hop back into the loop up into the conditional up above. 2, 3 fire counter, and then let's go ahead and set the fire wave counter back to 0 as well. Perfectly fine to do that right here. And yeah, so that should allow them to get turned back on periodically. NPC is like a non-player controlled character. Ah, gotcha. Non-player controlled. And my RPG is in hell, and hell is, well, not a grisly demonic place. It's rather a paradise for all sinners with 10 in-game locations reminiscent to the 9 layers of hell. The 10th being an arena, not counting the hub purgatory, which contains a market inn with pub and the mayor's house. 10 in-game locations reminiscent to the 9 layers of hell. The 10th being an arena, not counting the hub purgatory. Market / inn with pub in the mayor's house. Okay, cool. That's good information. So I will continue thinking about it, exactly what I think it should be, and you can always add it in there yourself if you think of a good one. But I'll keep thinking about it during the stream and see if I can think of a good fit for it, a good Easter egg. Okay, so firing on equals false, fired equals false, false, false here. Fire counter gets reset. And fire wave counter equals 0. Cool. Okay. And let's see what that does. See how that interacts with how the firing mechanism happens on the other item.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
Okay, no firing. Ooh, that last guy is barely off, and so are the other two. The other two are off by about 2 pixels each. And that last guy maybe looks like 4 or 5 pixels, and they're not firing at all. So we'll modify the rider on the trailer. It'll be a little bit of a different mechanism since we want the trailer to control the firing. But we do want to move the positioning. I think we want to move the positioning on these to -2 pixels, both of these guys, and about -4 pixels here, 36. Let's go 35. Alright, so this guy fires normally with the step event this way. Look at it. So what if we turn firing on? Maybe we just don't mess with it anymore after firing gets turned on. Maybe we don't try to turn it off automatically. We just let it keep going on its own. So let's just see if we can do that. Step here. We don't turn them off right here. And the fire counter will stop as soon as it hits inside of here, and there's really no reason to even have this. If this works, we pretty much don't even need this else statement, because this should get them firing on different timers. So let's just try this one more time. I have a feeling that me turning off the firing is causing a problem with them not ever just being able to fire. So this is on Game Maker.
Mission 2, Freeway Frenzy, go!
Okay, positioning is still off on number 1 by about 2 pixels. And same with number 3. Ooh, they are shooting separately though. And only the first guy's actually shooting, so that's a little bit odd. Okay, that's fine. Again, let's modify this. Drop these 2 more pixels. And drop this last guy another 3 pixels. Let's drop them. Yeah, 3 that way. Okay. I'm gonna put 5 on that. So rider fired equals true, rider not firing on equals true, rider 2 fired equals true. Oh, here we go. This is why the other 2 didn't fire. Boom. That should do it right there. I'm just going to remove this else statement altogether. Be right back. All right.
Mission 2. Freeway Frenzy. Go!
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, they still all shoot at the same because of the way that the delay is. So let's Yeah, I don't think I should put them on even. Let's change this from 1 to. Well, let's leave it at 1. Let me think. Let's change this to 0.66. Change this guy to 1.22. Change this guy to 1.8. Cool. Let's try that. I think because I had them on all on like integers 1 second apart, that they were all still trying to fire at the same time. So let's see if this changes that.
Mission 2. Freeway Frenzy. Go!
Not playing nice with me, are you, game maker? What is the reason you're doing that to me? Oh. Change this to greater than or equal to, because I think they're all basically getting fired right at the same time. Reverse the order of that. Yo, 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 the Beastly Bro, what up? Alright. Room speed 188, 12266. Try this guy first. If that doesn't fire, try this guy. If that doesn't fire, try this guy. Okay. No worries, man, no worries. Zero. Thanks for showing up, man. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi.
Mission 2. Freeway Frenzy. Go!
guys. And of course, I don't have that connecting with the big rig, but that's fine. Alright, I am totally okay with that. Now, next thing, I'd like to check out the health on the carrier for level 1 and give the other guy the same. The HP, max HP. Yep, there we go. Okay, big rig trailer, same. Boom. Okay. Now we know it only has 450 health. What do we want to control next? How's stage 2 been going? Oh, let me read Ethan Hydra real quick. I'm back, and damn it, if all times of the day, and at that moment I get settled in, my friend's wife just called and said my friend Kira just twisted his ankle and he's going to the hospital, so she asked if I could go and support him. Cool, man. Cool, man. No worries. Sorry about that with your friend. To Beastly Bro, oh, by the way, Ethan, best of luck, man. Talk soon. To Beastly Bro, man, stage 2 is going really nice. I'm working on literally the last non-boss enemy. So, and it's quite a bit complex, of course. But yeah, it's going really good so far. Trying to work on all the pieces for this last one. It's quite a bit crazy. Thanks, Ethan Hydra. See ya, man. Alright, so let's just say let's go ahead and work on opening the trailer door. So let's do this. If X is less than or equal to room width divided by 2, and trailer door closed, so trailer door is initially closed, and then trailer door is, did I set that to true or false? Good, true. Is correct. Then I say trailer door closed equals false, and we go ahead and change the image speed on the trailer door. Image speed equals 1, and then we say outside of this we say if trailer door dot image index is equal to, is there a way to get the number of sub images? sub images. Give me image index. Image number. Here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. If let's say floor of the image index is greater than or equal to image trailer door dot image number, then I think we say -1. I think we have to say -1 because I think that's a non-zero index, and image index is a 0 index. So if it's equal to the last one, we say -1, and we say image speed trailer door dot image speed equals 0. Trailer door, just make sure it's the last one, equals trailer door dot image number -1. So just force it to be the last one if image speed doesn't catch it in the first place. So I think that should do that part. And I think the next thing that we should do is say this will be fun. And we might even do some dynamic pathing here. That would be really good. So let the door open all the way. Halfway across the screen, open the trailer door. Just make some notes for myself. Once door is fully open, let it stay open. And now let's go bed counter equals 0. Let's put some time in between each one of these. If the trailer door is not closed, and let me do one more piece here, which is max bed count equals, I don't know, 50 for now. This might be way too high, but let's just add 50 there. Oops, wrong event. If the trailer door is not closed and bed counter is less than or equal to max bed count, then we do, this is the fun part, instance create and we'll set this at X and Y for now, just for a moment. Trailer door dot X, that is, and trailer door dot Y. Enemy 5. 5, object enemy 5. So we create the beb, we then pass the beb through the depth engine, or not even that, but we say trailer door.depth +1 because we want it to show up behind the trailer door. Then do we want to create dynamic paths here? I'm working on my game too, so I won't be talking as much. That's totally fine, man. No worries. How's your game coming along? Also, to Beastly Bro, man, I want to include your name on this list. I'm putting together a list of devs that swing through the channel. Just trying to learn more about everybody and just kind of know what games they're working on and what platforms the game is going to be available on, what kind of game it is, and just kind of what game engine you're using. So help me answer those questions, bruh. Yeah, I know, that's a hard part of it, man. Hard part of it is maintaining the motivation. That's why I'm all about, like, kind of what I told you in the past was trying to, after I'm finished with this project, I'd like to turn the stream into, basically like games done in 48 hours and released to, you know, different platforms, and just kind of like go through the process multiple times with people and on stream, and hopefully turn out some pretty decent ones, but come up with simple concepts initially and try to get them out there and on to, you know, different platforms and see, you know, how that will fare. And yeah, I know. I think it would be fun to go through like multiple games and trying to build them in. Just like, you know, if they suck at the end of 48 hours, they're done. You know, like they suck. But they could always go on the backlog somewhere. You know, if I don't finish the game in 48 hours, it goes on the backlog of games that I need to finish. But I think the more I work through that, the faster I'll get. And really, that's, I think, what keeps the motivation is, you know, being able to finish it and see the fruit of your labor, you know. Alright, so trailerdoor.x is probably good. The .y is going to be off. I'm going to say .y plus sprite get height sprite big rig trailer door divided by 2. Cool. And object enemy 5, so it's going to start there. It's going to yeah, let's just leave it right there, and I think we'll just do the dynamic pathing right here. So bed path equals path add, right? And then we did some dynamic pathing with the roaches last night that I think we can just kind of reuse some of that those key pieces that we added in there. So let me see here. Let's go look at those roaches. Level 2 roaches, and I'm going to pull in some of the key pieces here. Path add point. Okay, so we need to add a couple different points. The first point will basically be where it's generated from, right? So path add point and we say index is bed path. The beb.x, beb.y is the first x and y position, and then beb.y. And the speed at that position I think is between 0 and 1. So let's add 3 more positions. 1, 2, 3. And this will be, we're going to just do some math here. Point 1x equals beb.x. 0.1y equals beb.y, right? 0.2x equals, let's do some math here. Yeah, this is going to be really good if I can get this to work as I'm envisioning it. So let's say beb.x divided by 4. So let's say my position is 60. I want to put another position at 40 and 20 and 0. Yeah, so that would be right. 0.2y equals beb.y divided by 3. See where I'm going with this? This would be then divided by 3. I guess I have to do times 2 here. So same here, divided by 3 times 2. This would then just be divided by 3. And this would be 0. Zero, 0, top left of the screen. Alright. Totally fine with that. So let's change this up to 0.3, 0.3, 0.4, 0.4, and we say multiply times 2 there. Now what I would like to do is determine the end point first, because if the end point has an x position of less than 0, I'm basically going to randomize each one of these positions, but I want them to be in a fairly linear path, so I don't want them to do a bunch of curves back and forth. I just want them to go in a fairly decent arc from bottom to top, from like bottom middle of the screen to top top left of the screen, but I don't want them all to follow the same path. And I don't think I want them all to follow the same speed either. So I think what I do here then is say 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, and 1, of course. But this guy would be, let's just say 0 minus, I want to put this room width divided by 2. I want to put this like off screen. Then minus room height divided by 2. So it's like in the middle of the screen to the top left. Off screen, I guess I should say it's off screen diagonal from the middle of the screen, a whole nother screen. So hopefully that makes sense. And then I'm going to randomize this. So what's the important piece here? I think the important piece is, where does the random X position end at? So I think I've got it here. I think what I want to do is choose the X position. It'll either be 0 minus room width divided by 2. Or it'll be room width divided by 2. So this could be fairly interesting. Choose one of those. So it'll be to the left of 0 or to the right of 0. And let's make it a little bit less dramatic. So 4 or 4. A quarter of the screen left or a quarter of the screen right of 0. And so I think what we can do is say, I need to figure out if GameMaker lets me know if a number's positive or not. Is positive, is real, is, let's just say number, absolute value of number, real number functions. I mean, technically I don't need to know if it's less than 0 or not. I just say if less than 0. So we just put this point up here. So we've got point 1 and point 4 selected immediately, and then I need to know what the random offset is going to be, if it's going to be positive or negative. So if point 4x is less than 0, then the offset will be these are going to be variables. Let me add these as variables real quick. And I'm going to say var random offset, so I don't have to declare var twice in the if statement. Random offset equals random range between 0 and And width divided by 16. So 20 pixels one way or another. I'm good with that. So, oh, let me add one more set of parentheses here, so GameMaker doesn't get confused about what I'm trying to do right there. Else random offset equals random range between 0 and room width divided by 16. Yes. So between 0 and minus 20 and between 0 and positive 20. So then, yes, keep these guys, and then go random offset. Add the random offset here, and that should solve all of our problems. Don't need that. Okay, so when path ends, we'll destroy it. Yeah, I guess we got to make sure that the everything gets destroyed with it, but I'll control that in a minute. So here we go. Let's update this. 0.1x. 0.1y, 0.2x, 0.2y, 0.3x, 0.3y, 0.4x, 0.4y. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love it. Now let's go look and see what else we need for this. Set kind. Okay, cool. Path set kind. Bed path. This will be smooth. Path set precision. Bed path. This will be 5. Let's just try 5. What do we have here? Yeah, cool. Path set closed, but it's definitely not closed. Just force it. I think it's open by default, but let's just make sure. Closed, false. And once it's been created, we can go ahead and set it on its path with beb path start. Start on the bed path. Go at let's go 3. No, let's go 4. And on end action, let's see if there's a destroy on end action. That would be awesome if I don't have to go ahead and program it. Let's start end action. Constants below. So I'll just stop. Path action stop. I thought there was a different constant for that. Okay. Okay. And whether or not it's absolute, I think we put false on the other one. I think we'll just put false on this one. Let's verify that this one's false. Oh, we set it to true. That's fine, so true. And I think path distance is what determines whether or not it's been completed. Path position. If path position is equal to 1, then we go path end and path delete and delete item. If path position is equal to 1 with beb path end, just to make sure, and we just go ahead and path delete, pull it out of here, beb path, and let's go ahead and do an instance destroy right here. I might set a property on the beb. Let me see here how this beb looks on the first level. Destroy. If outside room does not equal true. Cool. So we'll just set outside room to true on this guy. Outside room equals true. That should prevent it from doing all the other funky stuff that it would normally do. And equals true. Let's destroy path delete the path. Boom. Man, this is gonna be so tight if it pops off like I think it will. So technically I'm just trying to get it to speed up as it's hitting each one of these points, and I set the initial speed to 4, so the path speed here will be 1, it'll be 0.5 here, 0.75 here, and 1 here. So yeah, let's see what we got.